Hello everybody, my name is Pravus. Let's try Griftlands, a new deck builder roguelite developed by Klei, who you might recognize as a developer of such hits as Oxygen Not Included and Don't Starve. So of course when they release a deck builder, I have to get excited. Now Griftlands has been out for only a couple of months in an early access state, so it's relatively new, but it's currently enjoying very positive feedback on Steam. And one of the reasons that I was really attracted to this game is it does not appear to be your standard deck builder. Yes, there is going to be some element of using combat in order to get your way and challenge some grand boss at the end of a long campaign, but also it tries to tell a story. And depending on the decisions you make and how you approach your problems, you will get different results that change your individual campaign. So I think this looks pretty darn cool. Let's give it a go and I'll show you how this is going to work. Now we only have one character currently available because I am brand new to the game, and that is Salik Derek, the Bounty Hunter, an up-and-comer looking to make her mark on the world. And because we are brand new, we only have one game mode or story or campaign, whatever you want to call it, that we can play with: Hunting Cascio. Presumably as we complete campaigns and build out more of the character, we will unlock new stories that we can enjoy. Now, one interesting aspect of this game is there are actually two decks that you need to manage. One is the battle deck, and this is exactly what you think it is: turn-based combat where you spend action points in order to wear your opponents down. The other is a negotiation deck, which is somewhat similar, but instead of physical combat, you are trying to intimidate or persuade them to do your bidding, and you have to weaken their resolve until they give up on the argument. So, two different decks that you will have to manage. Pretty interesting change right there. Let's give it a go. Now, there is a story. We are going to enter the Grog and Dog, shrugging off a weird sense of deja vu. Basically, the story here is we were a character that was sold off to slavers. We eventually worked for our freedom. We are trying to get a revenge on a debt dealer named Cascio, who sold us to the Dreggers in the first place. So this is kind of a revenge story for our first bounty hunter. At first sniff, the Grog and Dog smells like stale hops and dried blood. Ah, there's fish. We like fish. Well, look what the tide dredged up. Fish, by the holy brine. I'd tear up if I weren't dead inside. It's damn good to see you looking well. You have a plan to get you on your feet? I do. That bounty on Cascio. How do we... And you can actually hover right here and see some information about the individual characters. Forget it. You might have grown up strong, but you ain't that strong. But that's not going to stop you from trying, is it? If you want a chance at surviving this, you better make yourself some friends, fast. I can help you with that. Knew I could count on you, Fish. First off, I just love the animations. Really cool between the different characters. So, we can ask about a whole bunch of different information, asking about Cascio, asking about Fish and Havaria, which is the continent we are currently on. But I'm going to go ahead and jump forward and get some work from Fish with our first round of quests. I got people in my pocket who owe me a favor. Pau, Topo, and Ikro. These are easy people to find. Now, this is somewhat randomly generated, different types of people you will have to interact. Even though the campaign follows a similar arc, the exact details may change from run to run. Tell them I sent you, and they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll get you a plate of popped Oshnu eyes on the house, which is apparently a domesticated giant snail. Ew. Bless your warty hide, Fish. I'll hold you to that. Okay. So we have our first round of quests. Now welcome to the continent, and this is where things start to look a little bit more like an RPG. We have our different quests currently available, and it gives you some idea what each quest is going to focus on. So right here, hit the beach. This is going to focus on battle. Our starting bonus will let us pick a new card. If we can complete it, we'll get 60 of the currency, which is called shills, and we will be able to upgrade a negotiation or a battle card, which of course makes every subsequent adventure a little bit easier for me. Alternatively, we could go for a focus on both battle and negotiation, which gives us something relatively similar, except instead of upgrading a card, we would get the sequencer, which restores all uses to a card in hand. Sounds kind of exciting. Let's see, removing a card. I think I'll just go for the battle straight up and upgrade a negotiation or battle card, just because this will be a little bit easier to understand as we go. So our character's going to travel over to this side quest. You can have random encounters as you travel across the continent, so do be aware that might happen. And here is Topo, a guard who has the quest for us. There's also a patron named Goni sitting over here, might have a quest for us in the future. Also the proprietor, but let's go ahead and talk to Topo. Nobody in Havaria has ever heard of a smuggler with a heart of gold, and nobody in Havaria has ever heard of Topo. It's unlikely the two are related. The scripting is pretty clever in this game. I really like it. Don't think my day would involve a grifter dealing. All right, we can use the opportunity to hit the beach. I hear you've got work for me. I'm here to help with that. You certainly look like you can handle it. There's a beach nearby. Kinda ugly, with a sludge smell you can't find nowhere else. Us Jakes use it for stuff that ain't none of your concern. Only it's been overrun with beasts. Is that a euphemism? What? No, I mean actual beasts. We picked that place because no one else wanted it. Only it turns out it's just right for those monsters. Clean them out, and we'll consider the job done. Okay, so now we have our quest. Let's go ahead and accept. It's a relatively easy quest for us. We get to choose a battle card. What kind do we want? Well, this is where things get complicated, because there's a lot of different types of status effects and lingo. The tooltips are pretty helpful to give you ideas what to do. However, because I'm relatively new to the games, I don't know all of them, so I might make some bad card choices. In this case, it looks like we mostly got combo cards. Now, combos are accumulated points that are spent by a finishing move like Stomp. However, whenever we take damage, we are going to lose some of our combo. So we probably want to have lots of combo and then lots of defense to protect those points until we can build up to a really, really good finishing move. In this case, I think I might go for Chamber. I guess I could go for Card Draw, but, well, actually, okay, I mean, it's not bad, but I think I'm going to take the defense. And at the start of our next turn, we will gain 2 combo. Alternatively, we could just decline and get some shills. But let's accept the Chamber card and add it into our battle deck. Thanks. Good luck out there. Okay, let's go ahead and leave. Go to the main map, and we can see our quest, and we can hit the beach. All right, let's walk on down here. We do have a random encounter. You come across a lone merchant, a rare sight on Havarian roads. Usually they're smart enough to travel with armed security. Hey, stranger. Nice day, isn't it? Lily's clothing is rich, and rich clothing has deep pockets. And the roads are deserted, except for you and your new friend. Say, you look like someone in need of an edge. I have some goods that might interest you. Really? Buy Shuffle Step. Whenever you improvise a maneuver card, gain 2 defense. I think that as a battle graft, this is kind of like gaining a trinket. But alas, I do not have enough shills for this. Now, I could try to rob you. Lily will hate me. So there is a different relations with every individual character in the game that you might encounter. So we may upset Lily by robbing him now, though it's entirely possible we will run into him again in the future, and if he hates me, that might change our story. Now, as it is, I'm not going to be a thief, so we're just going to go ahead and decline the offer. No thanks, your loss, and he leaves. Okay, so we didn't upset a character, though maybe that would have been a better thing to do. I don't know, because I don't know all the random encounters and the different ways the story could go. The beach is easy to find, having exactly the unique pungency of Topo's description. Other than a couple of broken crates stamped with Deltrian seals, there's not much here, as far as you can tell. Hello? Monsters? You want to come out and get stabbed? There's a snuffling from within one of the shattered crates, which almost distracts you from the creatures cresting the bluff above you. You grip your weapon, pointy end outward. Defend yourself against a wild yote. It looks like 2 wild yotes, actually. Okay, this is self-defense, so I'm not doing anything wrong. Now, they are going to be... They are going to be attacking me, and you can see how much damage I will be taking. 2, 2, 3, and 2 to my 65 health pool. Now, one fun thing about these characters and the battles in this game is you don't necessarily have to kill enemies. All you have to do is burn down their resolve enough until they are willing to surrender and panic, right? So in this case, if we do 13 damage to the wild yote, it will run away. We don't have to do a full 18 damage. Now, against creatures here, that's probably not that big of a deal, but against other characters, you might find that the story is actually going to change if you kill the character as opposed to showing them mercy and letting them surrender. So that's kind of important. Now let's see. We could apply 4 defense, and I think we will go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and feint a couple of times, defend myself, and let's try for a 2 to 5 damage and see if we get a roll on the high side. We're going to try to burn this person down. And we did only 2 damage, so we rolled on the low end, and that is unfortunate. With 8 armor, we should be able to only take 1 damage this time around, which is not going to be all that bad. Sorry, that's a little bit more. 3 damage. No, 1 damage. I was right. Never mind. What am I talking about? Fight dirty. We can improvise a card. Choose one of 3 cards to put in the hand. Could be really nice, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Chamber to get some defense as well as some combo at the start of the next turn. This is going to stack up. I don't know if this is permanent or not. We're going to find out, though I don't think I have a good finishing move. So building up some combo may not do me a lot of good. I do think I need more defense, so let's go ahead and fight dirty for a second. We're going to improvise, gain a power, increase our attack damage. Okay. We could also just gain some defense, or we can apply one impair, reducing their damage by 33%. Well, it only is going to last for 1 turn, so it's not that big of a deal. I like the idea of doing some extra damage, though it's probably better to be taken in defense. Still, let's go ahead and just play the Enrage. Now, this does mean that I've used up some more of my actions, so I'm not going to be doing any damage this time around, but for the rest of the fight, I should be a little bit stronger. They did apply a bleed to me, which means I'm going to be taking some damage, which is unfortunate. Okay, so we've taken a little bit here, but that's not the worst thing in the world. It's unplayable, but it does take up some space in the deck. Unfortunate. Okay, so right now we're not taking any damage. They are doing something. A status effect will be applied. It doesn't tell me what it is, so we got to be careful about that. If we were to play Sal's Daggers, we could insert either the Hammer Grip or the Saber Grip into our deck, including a bleed, or gaining some combo. Well, I don't really have a good way to spend any combo. We do already have some, though, so this actually would be pretty good. 2 bonus damage if you have any combo. So this is 5 damage, or we could apply a bleed. I'm going to take the 5 damage. Actually, I'm sorry, 6, because we have an extra +1. We can also do 4 more, and then anywhere between 3 and 6. Let's try to do as much here. Okay, 7, unfortunate, because I'm not going to be able to only use 1 attack to get them to panic. We're going to have to spend both. But that's probably worth it. Let's go ahead and burn this down. 1 more damage. We actually gained some more combo. We're not going to kill the Yote, but it is going to run away. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Take a bleed, unfortunate. You gained Bristle, which is a new effect. Attack damage is increased by 2. It looks like you want to apply another status effect. Well, let's go ahead and do as much damage as we can while we can. Let me go ahead and fight dirty. Apply Impair. Could do that. We could also scrounge for some extra cards. This won't do me a lot of good. I don't need the defense. As much as I like combo, it won't do me much good. Gaining power for next turn will set me up for a victory. We just need to do 11 damage now. Might get lucky with this. Let's try for it. Okay, 5. Can we do 6? We cannot. It sucks. All right, let's apply some more defense. We're going to take a little damage here, and of course the bleeds are impacting me, so this is starting to hurt. Here comes some more bleed. But we're pretty much guaranteed to win this fight as of this next attack, which is right about now. Okay, not so bad, and run away. We win our fight. The monsters are gone. We can pick a new card. Gain combo for every 2 cards in your hand, and does damage. Not bad. Apply some defense whenever it is improvised. We gain 2 defense. Okay. Don't know that we need this. Or if the target has bleed, we could apply both an impair and a wound. Well, I don't have any immediate bleed enablers. I would need something to work with that first. Getting extra combo kind of works with what I've got for now. We just, again, really could use a finishing move to take advantage of all of those combos. You made good work at the Monstos. Topo didn't say nothing about cleaning up the mess, though. Oh, good. I don't have to do any janitorial work. Let's go back to hitting up the beach and get our rewards. Okay, done here. Let's go ahead and talk. You've returned. The beach is now clear. Your beach is clear. More fetid than ever, but monster-free all the same. That's not bad. Whatever keeps the lollygaggers away. We've got important business to conduct there, which I expect you'll keep to yourself. Hunter's honor. All right, job complete. Cool. We get 60 shills. We can now upgrade a negotiation or a battle card. Well, we already have done some battling, so let's try to upgrade a negotiation card and see how this is going to work. So, composure is kind of like your own defense. You can also fast talk or threaten to try and reduce the life of your opponent or reduce their resolve. And then we can have more inspiration, which changes our attitude, so we can gain influence or dominance. I'll explain more of that as we go. And also improvise a card. So, I can try to upgrade something. If we upgrade Fast Talk, we could gain influence whenever we use it. Influence is an argument that allows us to do maximum damage guaranteed with these cards, which is not bad. Alternatively, we can Destroy, which removes a card permanently from the deck. Good if you want to reduce the thickness of your deck. I'm not sure I want to do an upgrade there, though. Composure, draw a card, or apply 4 Composure. It's not too bad. We could upgrade our Inspiration here. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go for the Diplomatic Instincts, which can insert a Flatter, a Compliment, or an Attitude of Dominance into your deck. All right. You don't know what all this means quite yet. I understand that. But we'll come back to it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right. New quests. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, there's a meditation spot, which is a limited time opportunity. If we don't go straight here, we'll miss something. Alternatively, there is a healing spring, or we could go for the bounty hunt, which is another battle-focused quest. And what's this? Battle and negotiation. Friend or fanatic? Bit more difficult, though. Still, I kind of like the idea of doing this more difficult thing to try and get a graft, which would be like a trinket. So let's try for it while we have a lot of health and see how well we can fare. Now, there are other characters that we can try to talk to and hire in order to get them to join with us as party members, which can be helpful in battles, so I don't think they do anything during negotiation. Or, if they like us a lot, we might be able to convince them to get somebody else out of the room. Or if people dislike us and we get into a fight, they may join in against us in a giant tavern brawl, which would not be great. What is this? Fiorin's family dedicated her to the cult at a young age, which is the dominant religion in Haveria, whose adherents worship Hesh, an abyssal jellyfish god. Okay. Hesh sees all. Friend or fanatic. You're a hunter, right? So you do jobs for pay? Not all jobs, but only for certain amounts of pay. And you've got the idea. My friend Umrit was on a mission through the more rugged parts of Murder Bay, but I haven't heard back from her in days. She's a luminari, trained in combat. It's hard to believe some miscreants managed to get the jump on her, but she's missing all the same. I've petitioned this priest in Supplicant City to investigate, but I worry they'll come too late. Will you look for her? Sure, I accept your quests. We get to pick a card. Okay. So let's see. Defensive Surge gains some defense, increased by 2 for each card played. Not bad. Freighter, deal bonus damage equal to the cost of your hand. So if you have a lot of high-cost cards, this becomes pretty good, though it also costs 2 action points. And Sneak Attack, spend some combo, and it will do max damage, up to 12. That is pretty solid. I think I like the defense, but let's go for the Sneak Attack and just see if we can't indeed take advantage of some combo to do 12 damage for 2 energy. That's 6 damage per energy, which is better than my average attack anyway. A job for pay. You got yourself a deal. Thank you, Hunter. This is a huge relief. May your path keep to the shallows. See, don't you like the storytelling element of this? Like, this is cool. It really is like playing an RPG while also doing deck building. Random encounters. Hey, you want to buy a rock? Real cheap. Just, don't ask where they came from. Or if it's healthy. Or if it's, trained. But it's yours if you have the skills. We can ask about a Vrock. It is an untrained pet, which helps in battle, but does have a minor effect in negotiations. We can convince Yibbit to hand over the Vrock. This would be our first negotiation. He doesn't want to give it up for free. Let's give it a shot and see if we can't do this. Something tells me the Vrock is more trouble than you bargained for. Why not just hand it over? All right, so this is going to be our negotiation battles. Now, we can see what they are going to be doing, their intents, for this next round. They are planning on doing 4 resolve damage to my core argument, which is my Savvy, and then we have a hidden intent in 1 turn. We don't know what this does. The way this is going to work is imagine the core arguments as being your health pool, and once this is burned down, you lose the argument and you lose resolve and you are out of it. If you can get more arguments, though, they will start orbiting around and have their own separate health pool. Let's see how that works in a second. He has a core argument, gain 2 composure whenever we create a new one. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's start with the diplomatic instincts. We can gain influence, which is going to increase the amount of damage our diplomatic cards are going to do, which seems fine to me, so let's go ahead and play Compliment. Now, this is one of those new arguments I'm talking about, so let's play it. First off, he just gained some composure because we got a new argument, and you can see it here in my circle here. It has its own health pool of 2, and he might actually attack it with his own arguments to dismantle my arguments so I'm more vulnerable at my core, if that makes any sense. We're kind of trying to roundabout talk each other and dismantle their strawman arguments and use ad hominem attacks until eventually they are going to fall before me. I think that's how it's basically going to work. We could threaten you. Don't really see a lot of point in that, though. I do think that using a deflection to make sure we don't take any damage makes a lot of sense. And we could improvise a new card, but unless it costs 0, it's probably not going to be that useful. So let's go ahead and start with a threaten then. And we're going to burn down some of his... actually, I think we just burned away his armor, and that's it. Oh, kind of thought it would do more than that, but okay. Let's go ahead and move on then. So as long as we keep the influence argument over here, we will be able to have more influential arguments with fast talk. But you can see he's actually targeting it next, so unless we can apply some composure, our influence will go away. Also, they have a new argument, Suspicion. Diplomacy cards deal less damage with a minimum of 1. So if we could burn this down completely, we would be able to do more damage with our fast talk. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that did 2 damage. I thought it was going to do more than that. 2 minus 2, I thought it would do 4. apparently I am wrong on that. If we apply some more composure to our argument here, we can ensure that the influence sticks around. It will survive the next attack. Let's try to get rid of this. There we go. I want that argument gone, and it actually did burn down his core argument a little bit, making my fast talks better as long as we can keep our influence up and running. Okay, next turn for us. We could do a quick thinking to improvise some new cards. Let's see, you've got some new intents coming out, and you're doing 4 damage to me, but you're not attacking my influence. Well, I do think that using some composure makes sense. Let's do a quick... no, let's just go ahead and threaten him directly. Do 1 damage there. Oh, right, I'm sorry. It doesn't necessarily always do that amount of damage. In this case, we're doing 3 out of 3 guaranteed. Threaten can do 1 to 4. That's why we didn't do as much damage last time. I'm sorry. I misread that. I thought it was 2 plus 2. All right. Cool. So we're burning him down slowly, and we're not taking any damage. Now, I don't know what his new arguments are going to be. When destroyed, he loses 6 resolve. So we can destroy this. That actually does quite a bit. We're going to go for the Diplomatic Instinct. Now, he's going to destroy my my influence almost certainly. So what we can do is spend the influence to do extra damage and hit all of his arguments, which I think is fine because this does 5 and also takes out his own argument, does 6 more. So we'll do 5 there, boom, boom. Okay. We've spent some influence, but I'm going to go ahead and accept that this is going to be sacrificed. While we have it, though, let's guarantee that I can do 6 more damage with our fast talking. There we go, and this means that next turn we probably will be able to take him down. Okay, we lose a little bit of resolve for losing that argument, but it's not a huge deal. Let's see, if we were to do Diplomatic Instincts, we could gain influence again. That is a new argument and would get him extra composure, though. So that's probably not what I want. Let's do a quick thinking. Incept 1 Flustered, which reduces his damage. Okay, gain bonus action next turn. That could be helpful. Or apply 2 composure on random friendly arguments. If I had multiple, this would be good. Let's go for carry over. It's free. There we go. That means next turn we'll be able to do a little bit more. Let's apply some composure so I don't take any damage. And let's go for the threaten and see how much we can do to him. The answer is basically nothing. We did not do much at all. Okay. New argument. What is this one? Impatience. His intents and arguments of deploy with extra damage. Okay, so we do want to get rid of that if possible. I don't know if we can, though. No, it's invulnerable. So that's a permanent buff for him. And also, we get fatigued. We no longer gain XP as we play. Well, that's probably not a big deal. Let's go for the fast talk. We did 1. Let's go for another one. That's 2. Let's go for the threaten. There we go. And we burn him down. Okay. We won our negotiation. Now we got to choose a new card. Lose an influence. Okay. Why would I want to lose an influence? There probably are reasons, but I don't know what they are. Gain 2 influence and apply 3 composure to it. That's pretty solid. Or Veiled Anger. It's free and can do some damage. If we were going for a very hostile deck, maybe this would be good for a lot of upgrades. I'm thinking building Rapport makes a lot of sense. Okay. It must be giving you a lot of hassle. Is it really worth your time? No, it's a menace. Honestly, you'd be doing me a favor. All right, we get a Vrock pet. Thank you. Here you go. 1 mongrel. There it is. That's our new pet. It's going to be a bit of a problem with our negotiation. Probably a very big problem, but could be very helpful in an important battle. We'll see. Umrit's trail leads you here. Judging by the print, she lost her footing in a scuffle with the bandits. You spot the telltale signs of a kidnapping and follow it off the trail. Proceed carefully. You hear voices and melt back into the bush like a stalking yote. To your surprise, you don't find a bandit camp, but rather the Admiralty, with shoulders as stiff as their starched collars. It's nothing personal, Luminari. I don't want to hurt you. Not least because that would really piss in Hesh's waters. But we have a point to make, that's all. The Spree do this to travelers all the time, but the Annex can stop it. You chose your path, soldier. The cult will hear of this, whatever you do to me. Sorry to say that that's the idea, pal. They'll just think the Spree did it. This isn't what you expected, but a rescue mission is a rescue mission. Better get to it. We can fight. Well, since we have a pet, this might make sense. Alternatively, we can try to do a resolve attack against Rorik, but because we have the pet, I think that'll be harder. So, we have the advantage of striking first and a bonus action because we are going to attack them. They will dislike me either way. I say we go for a fight. Okay, we emerge from hiding with weapons ready to go. Again, we mostly just want to burn down their resolve until they panic and leave me alone. So focusing on one target makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we want to gain some defense and also gain some combo, which I think makes a lot of sense for me. Gain extra combo for every 2 cards in our hands. We probably should have played this first, actually. We could apply some defense on our Vrok Killer, which is probably not a bad idea either. Gaining combo is probably good. What's this? Shrok's Skin. The first time she takes damage, they gain defense. Okay. I think we're going to go burn you down first then. At the end of the turn, apply... Yeah. They're going to gain a lot of defense. This is going to be a problem. Well, let's try to burn you down first. There we go. We go ahead and gain a little bit of extra combo for that, and let's apply some defense so that our pet stays up and a-running. And let's stab! Wham! Okay, pretty good. Howl. Okay, you got some sort of evasion? Oh, you evaded the attack. Well, that's pretty sweet. I wish I hadn't applied any defense to you. Okay, let's see. We can apply some more defense so you don't take damage, and then I think we are going to... Let's start with the stab, see how much we do. Okay, a little bit. You've got a pretty hefty amount of defense. I should not have done any of that, I just realized. With all that defense, we accomplished absolutely nothing. Okay, alright, so they're going to defend. They get some more. Ugh. Okay, well, we can spend some of our combo to use the sneak attack, and that is probably going to be worth it. That said, first... We could go for the hammer grip and stuff as well, or we could improvise a card. Well, I want to spend the 2 points on this for sure. Let's go and do Sal's daggers. Let's gain the saber grip. Let's see, I think I want to apply the bleed to you. And then we want to do 12 damage. Like so. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit out of this arrangement, but we're doing a fair bit thanks to my pet. That's 6 more damage out of the way. Probably should be stacking up our attacks wherever our pet's going to go so we can burn down their armor. In this case, with 9 armor, fighting you would be pretty tough, but we could take down Ganamiris over here. We do want to apply some defense. Just a little bit would be nice. Let's see. Gaining combo. Oh, right, I should have done this first still. Oh, well, this would be fine. So let's go ahead and hit you. You're going to gain some armor, but that's not a huge deal. And let's go for the stab, see if we can burn it down a little bit more. And the pet will do a little bit more for me. 4 more. There we go. Okay. You are very close to running away. If you have no armor, I'll make you run. There we go. Okay, that works for me. So let's start with an elbow strike. Okay, so you now want to surrender. Have mercy. Okay, we're going to do that. I want to... Well, if I gain defense for myself, that doesn't do me a lot of good. I want to apply some defense to my doggo. And we do have some combo. I think I want to apply the bleed again. The bleed seems to have worked out fairly well last time. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So you're going to howl. You did not evade or anything, but you didn't take much. We could do another sneak attack, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's improvise a card and see if we get something even better. Gaining more combo, Gaining some power, We can only really afford a 0 cost. Let's do impair. I don't think that actually did me any good now that I think about it, because they weren't attacking me, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and spend some combo to do the sneak attack. There we go. That works pretty nicely. All right, doggo, get in there. Drop a train on him. We got 8 more before they are going to panic, and we have a lot of damage this time around. Okay, let's go ahead and do a hilt bash. They did not take any damage yet, but they're going to. I'm going to go for the elbow strike for the guarantee, and the stab. Actually, I probably want to take some defense. I don't think my dog's going to be able to finish them off. Let's just make sure I don't take anything. Okay, we applied a wound. That could be helpful. Oh, they rallied. Oh, no! I didn't realize that was going to happen. Okay, hang on. Well, if we do another sneak attack, we can knock you right back down. What's the rally do? 25% more damage. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, we're not trying to kill you, but I do want to stab you. You gain some defense, but the dog should finish you off. The dog attacks first. There we go. Okay, they are both going to run. Now, we can choose to execute them. But I'm not going to do that. We are going to accept your surrender. Perfect. Pick a new card. What do we want? Blade Mouth Beating. Apply 2 bleed per attack. Well, that's not too bad. If this card is improvised this turn, attack 3 times. I don't have anything that really stacks good improvising right now, as far as I'm aware. Gain counter per combo. Counters deal damage back, so if you have a lot of combo, this becomes pretty solid, and it is a finisher move. Spend combo. This card costs 0. I'm going to go for the finisher. I think that could be kind of nice for me. And we can restore some resolve. There we go. This goes up a little bit. Who are you, really? Fjordarwin sent me. You mean Hesh sent you? Thank the deep waters. Sure, fella. Whatever. You grab Umrit, remove her cuffs, and leave before anyone else arrives. We gain a new party member. And we can go back to friend or fanatic. No events on the way. And we are going to be able to finish up our quest. Return! Alive and ready to go. This one leaves puddles in her footsteps, I think. I'm unharmed. That's wonderful news. Thank you, thank you. That's yikes from my payment. Profits to those who embrace the abyss. You get 75 more shills, and we get to pick a graft. Whenever we break defense with an attack, apply bleed and gain defense. That seems really quite good. At the start of each battle, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many new cards. Not bad if you want to cycle through the deck. Or a scimitar, which is going to get an extra minimum of 1 damage for all attacks, or all cards. It's for negotiation specifically. All of them, which is not bad, but I'm going to go for the Buster. I like the Buster. Umbrate loves me, and as a result, I gain a boon, a Bell of Hesh. Draw an extra card at the start of a negotiation. And you can actually see the reason that they liked you. Again, gaining loyalty and making friends. That's one of the most important things we could be doing right now. We could also gift some shills in order to grant biofeedback, which is a social boon. Status cards cost less actions in battle. All of which is pretty interesting, but I think this is a good place for us to end this video. You get the idea of what is behind it. I don't know how long a campaign is exactly, but presumably it's fairly long because we're only now on the night of day 1 out of who knows how many days, and there's a lot to do. Lots of ways to build up your characters, lots of ways to approach a story. It's a pretty darn cool idea for a game. If you guys want to take a look at it for yourself, you can check out the Steam link in the description down below. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.